Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for March. I hope you're well. I am going to take just a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Cancer sign. So guys, just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies may reverse. So if it's resonating, Cancer, get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Cancer? Cancer. All right, Cancer, you're starting with the Strength card in reverse. You have the Six of Pentacles reverse, and you have the Knight of Cups. So there's some sort of a situation where you're not feeling recognized. Somebody could be breadcrumbing you. And as a result, you're feeling like it's, not, it's not successful. It's not working out because it's not balanced. It's not an equal give and take. Well, I got news for you. Knight of Cups is here, and that indicates that there is a love offer that either you're giving or someone is giving to you by the end of the week. So let's see who's in your energy. Show me who's in Cancer's energy. All right, the person in your energy, we have the Nine of Wands reversed. We have the Sun card. This could be a Leo, very strong Leo, but you also have Aries and Sagittarius. We have the King of Wands. All right, so the person that's in your energy is somebody who I do feel like they've kind of been beat down a little bit here. This is somebody that is wanting to resolve problems, but isn't feeling very confident about resolving them. With the Sun card, this is someone who sees you as happiness. They definitely see you as being, their happiness. They're looking for clarity on how to resolve problems. And with the King of Wands, this is somebody who is very proactive. This is an attractive person, somebody who is used to being in the light, somebody that's used to being seen. I do feel like for some of you, this person could have a side job, or not even a side job, a side hustle, or they could be like a manager. They're definitely in the position where they take proactive action, and people do listen to this person. They're very charismatic, and they definitely have, passion towards you. So let me see the energy between Cancer and this person. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups, and we have the Magician. Gemini energy. You walked away from this connection here because I do feel that I do feel like it was unbalanced. So you've walked away from this connection. They're manifesting you. You may have felt this person was manipulative, that they were just throwing problems out there just for the attention even. Because this person does get a lot of attention. So I do feel like you walked away from this person. So let me see. They're manifesting the heck out of you coming back towards them, though. Let me see what's affecting this connection. Yeah, they want to overcome the problems because they see you as happiness. They're very attracted to you, but I feel like you don't feel like this is an equal give and take. Queen of Cups reversed. And the Emperor in reverse. Yeah, they're not taking action towards you right now. Aries energy, or you could be dealing with another water sign. Yeah, Pisces, a Scorpio, or possibly another Cancer. I feel like you do have feelings for this person, but you felt like you had to move away from this person because it wasn't balanced out. It just didn't work out. You didn't feel like it was going to work out. And you're not putting effort into this at this point. Yeah, you're not putting any effort into it. It like lowers your vibration. I'm wondering if because I see them being somebody who is very controlling. They're very controlling. You may view them as being manipulative, somebody who likes to get attention. And when the Emperor is in the reverse, this is somebody who is over controlling. Like they like things their way. They're trying to control the situation because they feel you pulling back emotionally. But you're not. You're thinking this isn't working out. You've walked away. You're not feeling as strong about this person right now. Let me see your outcome. Show me the outcome. The Knight of Wands. That's communication. Yeah, that's communication. And it's interesting because we have the Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, and the King of Wands. This may be an on and off situation, and you may have walked away from this person. So Knight of Wands can also indicate somebody who is a little bit of a player. You know, they're in, they're out, they don't know what they want. So I'm very curious about that Knight of Cups, though. All right, so bottom of the deck, we have yet another Knight. We have the Knight of Swords. That's underlying energy, which tells me that there is going to be communication. I feel like it's coming from this person, most likely, but it's going to be impulsive. It's going to be very impulsive because both the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords are very fast-moving knights. So I would expect some communication with this person. All right, so let me clarify your reading because there's a lot of energy here too. That's another thing I noticed. Between you and this person, there's a lot of energy. Even though I'm not seeing a lot of interaction, there's a lot of underlying energy that's here. All right, so let me clarify. Spirit, why is the Strength card in reverse for Cancer? Why is the Strength card in reverse for Cancer? Oh, Justice in reverse. You walked away because you felt like they weren't treating you properly, and the Tower in reverse. So you either had a Tower moment with this person because of something that you felt that they had done that wronged you. There's definitely that imbalance that's here. And now I feel like you're trying to avoid having another Tower moment with this person as well. Yeah. For some of you, there could even be legal issues here that you feel like didn't move in your favor, and you're trying to recover, rebuild from, and it's affected this relationship. But that's not for most of you. For most of you, I do feel you feel very wronged by this person. They're very controlling, and they're manipulative, or at least that's how you're viewing them. And I do feel like you don't want to go through another Tower moment with them. So let me see, why is this 8 of Coins in reverse? Why is the 8 of Coins in reverse for Cancer? Oh, somebody new. Page of Wands. There is someone new. Someone that you don't feel is as toxic. Yeah. You're saying basically this didn't work out because this person was toxic. They did you wrong one time too many. You don't want to have another Tower moment with them. You've been working on yourself as well to address toxic issues within your life. And I do feel like you're not putting any effort into this, even though there are still some feelings that are here. And I feel like there is some slight communication. I don't feel like you're completely out of communication with this person, but I feel like there's someone new that has entered your life, and you feel like this person is not toxic, you know? Why is the Knight of Cups here? I'm wondering if that's where this love offer is coming from. All right, we have the 4 of Swords reversed, and we have the Temperance. So there is somebody new here in your energy that may have caught your eye. However, I think this love offer is coming from this person from the past because we see a gap in the communication. And I feel like they're coming towards you with this love offer. And they're moving fast. And it could be because they feel your energy has been withdrawn, and they may know that there's someone else, and that's bringing up that control issue in them. In other words, you know, it's just in their eyes, it's unacceptable for you to walk away from them, let alone be involved with someone new. And so that's what they're trying to control. So I do think that with Temperance in the reverse, you're looking at this as being a situation that hasn't healed. It's a situation that you feel is unbalanced. And when they do approach you with this love offer, it's going to be after a bit of not talking, like taking a break, a gap in the communication. And I do feel like it's going to cause your emotions to kind of be a little bit up and down. Let me look at their energy. Spirit, why is the 9 of Wands reversed? The Sun. See? The Sun twice. Strong Leo energy. The Hangman, Pisces energy. Yeah, they're manifesting you. They're waiting for you to come towards them to resolve this. And I don't think you're going to. They do see you as happiness. And they're manifesting you because they feel like, you know, that if they can get you back, that's what's going to make them happy. But as far as resolving it, I feel like they're waiting for you to come towards them to do that. And maybe in the past you would have. Why is the Sun here? Why is the Sun here for the person in Cancer's energy? Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles reversed. They may have been weighing up the pros and cons of reaching out to you, because I can see that they want to, but they want to control the situation. So they basically are trying to get you to come towards them. This person could have juggled you with someone else. And if so, that person is no longer active in their energy. I do feel that this is somebody who's trying to figure out what it is that they need to do to try to balance this out. Yeah, they're getting clarity. They're getting clarity about their actions. Let me see the King of Wands. The Moon and the Queen of Swords reversed. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Very strong Gemini energy here. This person is really focused on you. They're really focused on you. They feel like you cut them out. And you may have. You may have. If so, they're going to play the victim. They're going to say, I don't know why Cancer cut me out. They're angry, though. And they don't want you to know that. This is somebody who does kind of keep things to themselves. They keep secrets, basically. And so I do feel that there's a little bit of anger here. They feel like you don't want to talk to them, that you cut them out. Let me look at the energy between Cancer and this person. Show me the energy between Cancer and this person. Two of Cups reversed. Queen of Wands. And there's that 9 of Wands reversed. Yeah, they're manifesting a resolution to the problems. This is somebody who doesn't even trust what they hear or they see. They sabotage themselves. So I see the ending here. I see them hoping and wanting you to reach out to resolve the problems. That's what they're manifesting, and that's why they're holding back. In your energy, you may feel this person brought in someone else. Queen of Wands can be a third party. And we have two queens. We have the Queen of Cups, which is you, and then we have this Queen of Wands. And this is what caused you to feel like you had been wronged. You're rebuilding your energy now, and you've walked away from this connection. So I don't feel like you're, going to reach out to them. Yeah, I don't. I see you being more proactive towards yourself. Now, that being said, you had a strong attraction to this person. There was definitely a very strong sexual component to this connection. A lot of passion between the two of you. But I feel like you've walked away from it because it was just not, it wasn't working out. It wasn't turning, there was a toxic element to it, and you recognize that. You got that clarity. Let me see. Show me what's affecting this connection. There it is. 7 of Swords. Deceit. It made you feel powerless. 7 of Wands reversed. Page of Cups reversed. They're not even apologetic. They're just trying to control the situation. It does look like they were juggling you and possibly more than one person. And here's the thing, is that you became aware of this. And I do feel that this person, whoever was in their energy, it didn't work out. And in fact, they may have even got cut out by that other person. There's definitely been deception here, and that deception has to do with this person not being faithful to this connection, bringing others into it, juggling, and really not even being apologetic about it. This person can be very mean-tempered. And I feel like you felt very, you felt powerless. And at this point, I feel like even though you still have some residual feelings, you're recognizing that there's toxicity here. You've been healing and working on yourself. And I feel like you're not accepting anybody in your energy that carries that toxic energy, because you know that it won't work out in the long run. So you may even be avoiding this person, avoiding conversations with this person, because you just don't want to argue with them. You don't want any conflict, and you don't want to deal with any kind of toxic energy. So you're not putting any effort into this. I feel like you're basically trying to just, avoid them, avoid another tower moment, avoid even your feelings about this person, avoid toxic energy, avoid fights. Avoid deception. You're just trying to basically sneak away from this person in some way. Let me see. That's something that they just don't want to happen. This person has some narcissistic qualities here, and the more you try to avoid them, the more they're going to want to control the situation. Show me the outcome for Cancer. The Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Wow. So, so in your outcome, there is going to be communication. I can clearly see that. It's likely coming from their side. I do feel like you will talk to them, but you're going to be very direct, very honest, and very clear. For a lot of you, you now have someone new in your energy here. There's this Knight of Cups here, and it's attached to this King of Pentacles. I feel like you're going to tell this person, I'm involved elsewhere. I met someone new. I'm involved elsewhere. This roller coaster here, this emotional roller coaster, I'm just too short to ride on that. Yeah, I'm not okay with that. So you will communicate with this person, but I feel like you're going to be very sharp with your words, very clear, very clear. And I do feel like you have someone new that is either in your energy or you're moving towards that person. Now, they're going to pop up. It looks like, they're going to pop up to try to move things in a more positive direction. And honestly, what they're saying to you is that the two of you are supposed to be together, that they have feelings for you. They're passionate for you. But there's still things that they're hiding here. There's still things that they're not being clear about. They're really trying to move this in a positive direction. So they're going to try to manipulate this situation for sure. And this is somebody who is very used to getting things their way. And I feel like you're not giving them what they want. And that is just driving them nuts. It's driving them nuts. But I do see the communication. And the bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. So you got the Knight of Swords clarifying the Knight of Swords, which tells me that you're going to be delivering a very truthful and yet harsh message to this person. So I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Cancer. Pulling for the sign of Cancer. Let's see if we can get you some, you know, further clarification or advice. Pulling for Cancer. All right, Cancer, you have number 33, and this card is called Peaks of Joy. So let me read that for you. It says, your life is filled with happiness, so share it with others. Joy is yours today. No matter what your inquiry, you'll be happy with the results. You're coming closer to a sense of achievement, and you've worked hard for it. You're surrounded by true companions and events that are synchronistically arranged to bring you to the next level of your life. The world is singing a beautiful harmony. Life is exhilarating and hopeful. Let gratitude fill your heart and remember to share your happiness. Joy is contagious. King of Pentacles. There you go. So I feel like you've been working a lot on yourself, Cancer. I feel like you are at this point saying, no, I've found somebody that is not toxic, you know, and I'm moving in that direction. There's stability, there's commitment, and I feel like you're going to be very happy with your choice. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hype the video if you get the opportunity. Until I see you in your next reading, Cancer, know that you are loved, and namaste.